Hi Stampers, welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. I'm Meg from LovenStamps. I'm excited that you're here and I have a penguin project for you. So I had to practice to say that penguin project. So our penguin project uses the Penguin Place stamp set, here we go, and the coordinating penguin punch. So there are lots of different ways you can use these, and of course they coordinate with the fabulous Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper, which is from the SALE-a-bration mini catalog. You can see it right there in the corner, really cute little penguins. And I shared a project with you probably last week with the cute little pumpkin pumpkin. Peas always, yeah, anyway, pumpkin penguins, you know what they are, they're penguins. Anyway, so the penguin cards and cutouts for this project. So these are the projects for the month of August that I share as part of my tutorial that is a thank you for purchasing. You get that as a PDF, but of course you guys can watch the video tutorials too. So, all right, so today's card is uses the designer series paper for color choices and then the stamp set for the penguin elements. So I am going to flip you guys down here and we will get started here. Okay, so penguin pieces. The stamp set has all of these fun little penguin elements. This one is the one that matches the punch. And so you can assemble your penguins, you can stamp and punch your penguins, you can cut them out from the designer series paper. Really, there are so many different ideas for these. So I'm gonna start today with our Memento Black pad, which is my favorite true black, and go ahead and stamp our pumpkin. Now, if you're trying to save paper, you want to think about where your penguin is going to be to reach on there. Okay. So I'll just say now that for every time in this video I say the word pumpkin, just insert the word penguin, okay? So I'm gonna pop this on here and go ahead and punch it out. And what I usually do for this, I always hold my punches upside down, my Stampin' Up punches. I squeeze it just a little with my right hand, and then I'm gonna bring both hands around here and punch so that it makes it really easy to get that centered exactly where I want it, and we'll need that for later, not that so much. Okay, so our penguin has little eyes that stamp on there, and now we need to give it a little beak and little feet. So I have my Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use these little elements. So all of these little elements are included, so you can mix and match and decorate your penguins, not pumpkins. I guess you could use them for pumpkins too, but anyway, you can mix and match. I'm gonna go ahead and put his little mouth on there, and I usually pop it up right below where his little forehead, widow's peak comes forward. And then notice that there are two and a single of the feet on here. So if you're doing the feet directly on here, you can just get them perfectly lined up already for you by popping them on like that. If you're trying to match the one that is on the punch, then you probably want that single, but they are pretty much the same shape, so you don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so this card is going to be a vertical card, and I can see that I haven't scored this, so I am going to bring in my trimmer tool because it's my quickest, easy score. You always, when you're running a vertical card like this that's 4 1/4 by 11, you want to make sure that you score. Otherwise your cardstock is going to have a tendency to crack at the fold. So I've just got that lined up to 5 1/2, run that across there, and now our cardstock folds perfectly without a crack. So keep that tip in mind definitely if you do a lot of vertical cards. All right, and then I have this piece of designer series paper, but if we put our penguin on the front, it's going to be a little bit busy. You can cut these guys out. There's another card I'm going to show that uses that, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it this way and use this as our background. And I love this Just Jade and the way it pops out here. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's see. Usually I'd use my regular seal, but my Seal Plus is handy. I've been making notebooks lately. And so I'm gonna pop this on here. Yeah, if you missed the notebook video from Wednesday, you're gonna wanna check that one out. Okay, and then I have a piece of the Fresh Freesia here, and I'm going to make this sort of be our focal point here with our penguin. So He could be just sort of lost in a field of green there, but we're gonna go ahead and layer this on. And then to just give him a place to sit so he's not floating, I'm gonna go ahead and layer another piece. This is also here from that Penguin Playmates paper. That's the free SALE-a-bration item across there. And then just to give it a little bit more interest, I'm gonna pop a piece of the coordinating paper. So it's a repeat of what's in the background, and pop that on there. Okay, kind of see our card coming together. And so let's go ahead. I think he could use some of these snowflakes here in the background. So I'm gonna grab those, and I'm gonna kind of leave him there for a second just to give us sort of a frame of reference on where I would like my, where I'd like my snowflakes to go. So go ahead and ink this up and stamp. I'm gonna just sort of scatter them around there, kind of behind his head. Actually, okay, this is what I always say, my advice is when you think you want one more, stop. Don't add it, okay? So I think I could use one more, but I'm gonna stop there. Quit while you're ahead. And then because this is actually gonna be a Christmas card, this stamp set is not just for Christmas. It is really great for birthdays, for love you, kind of whatever you want. Happy birthday greetings, just to cool friends. Good for Christmas too, but just kind of a universal winter set. So I'm gonna grab this though, because it is the little reindeer antlers. And if you want to make a Rudolph nose, you can put a Rudolph nose on your guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this. So I've got the penguin centered where I want him. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use that as an estimate. And then did you see I used my thumb to just pull that a little bit out of the way? So now I know I can pop that back up under there to get our penguin in the right place. So, all right, so now I'm kind of putting some things together. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue here. On this, I love using it on little strips because it's easy to attach, and I can scoot it around a tiny bit if I want. I need to grab my paper snips because I want to trim that just a little bit. So it's going to go kind of a little over the edge to match the little over that the other side was. And then let's see, now I could put this on Stampin' Dimensionals here, but I'm not going to, because if I do, then our penguin antlers are going to be popped up in a little bit of a weird way. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on flat, which I know you're like, gasp, Meg, you're not using the Stampin' Dimensionals. You always use Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back on here and keeping our penguin there in the right place so that he can stay. And then I'm going to, have I called him a pumpkin again? I think I need to find the pumpkin stamp from Cute Halloween so that I can give it reindeer antlers and call it match for this card. All right, so I'm going to pop these on now with Stampin' Dimensional. So this layer can be nicely popped up. And I might just go ahead and even pop one out there on the end so that this layer will work. And what I want to do here is go ahead and add some embellishments to this card and a greeting. So, okay, got that kind of straight. I'm always watching the lines on the edge to make sure things are relatively lined up. And you might be wondering about this little strip of this fabulous paper. This is the Bedazzling paper, which is another one of the SALE-a-bration free items. Here's what it looks like in huge mass. But I really only need a teeny bit of it for this project. And it's gonna go under our greetings. So let's bring our stamp back here and my Season's Greetings stamp, which I know I mounted. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this here. Let's do Calypso Coral. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this here. And then I'm going to cut this. And one of the supply items for this set of supplies, so when I do the monthly tutorials, the LovenStamps Monthly Tutorials, I always pick a curated set of supplies, something that I put together that I say, oh my gosh, these are great pieces that you could use to make a variety of projects. And one of the things that I included this month is the tailor-made tag dies. So the links are in the video description for all the supplies I'm using. And you can also check out my website, the LovenStamps website there. And, oops, there it is. I was like, that doesn't fit. So what I want is a smaller tag which kind of just goes to show you there are lots, there we go, of possible uses for this. And I don't really want it to be a tag, but I do love the size of this tag. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut it out and then chop off the end. So here's another example where I've used the tag here to do this knit background tag. This was the square one here, like that. So a really flexible set of dies that is a handy tool to have on hand. So when I cut this out through the magic of television, I actually have this, and the dies from the TaylorMade not only give you the pretty tag shape, but they also are a great dotted edge, which is just kind of a pretty extra accent to add to things. So put those away. All right, so now oops, maybe I shouldn't have put my penguin on yet. A little oversight there. So what I want to do is I want to have my little tiny bit of bling show up there at the bottom. And can I get this guy off hard? Okay, here's my tip for you. When you peel him up, if you can, you want to twist or pull sideways. You don't want to peel back like that, because if you peel it back, then people will be able to tell that you tore them off. So see how I'm twisting like this? And that is shearing the adhesive. So since I hadn't quite pushed it down really hard, I can get away with that. Whew, that was close. Okay, so our little bit is going to go on the back there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some multi-purpose liquid glue on there, both on the strip and on my big tag. And now when I pop this back on here, there we go. I have our little penguin, not pumpkin, saying season's greetings, and I have our tag, and I have that teeny smidge of that bedazzling paper. That bedazzling paper goes a long, long way. You really don't have to use giant gobs of it. So that package is gonna, well, first of all, it's free. But then second of all, it's gonna last you forever. And don't throw away scraps, even ones like that. That's all I needed to use here. Okay, so finally, we need to give some extra bling to our card. And the other thing that I've included in the supply list for this month is the Subtle Shimmer Sequins. And so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just add some dots of glue on here. And then I'm just gonna pick up some sequins and start popping them on. Let's see, there we go. Okay, easiest way to pick up your sequins is with your Take Your Pick tool. And let's see, we'll try to get one to pop up for each thing. And then I usually use my fingernail, or honestly, sometimes I use another Take Your Pick tool to pop them off. Let's see, there we go. And if you just dump some in the lid, sometimes that helps them to be easier to pick up. Okay, once your finger gets sticky, it's kind of all like, all bets are off. So let's see, I think we're okay. All right, another silver one. These subtle sequins are great for using on cards like this. You can apply them one at a time. If you hate the idea of gluing them, there are some sequins in the annual catalog that are all pre-adhesived, so you just peel them off and pop them on. But I actually find with the Take Your Pick tool, this isn't too bad. So, and then let's see, there's one little guy there. I'm gonna flip him over and pop him. Do I have any more glue dots? What do you see? Oh, yep, thanks guys, there's one there. We'll pop that last one on, and then you can use that little pokey tool on the back to kind of nudge them down and make sure they're all nicely stuck. Okay, all right. So there we have our finished paper, or finished pumpkin. Oh my goodness, paper pumpkin is just on my head. Penguin Place card with the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. So just so you don't get lost, the supplies, the penguins are here in this catalog. The penguin paper, the designer series paper, is here in this catalog. So if you're not sure where to find them, the links are in the video description. The celebration items this year, you might have noticed, some of you guys have commented as you've been shopping already, that to add these to your cart, what you're gonna need to do is have at least $50, because you get one item for each $50. you need to have $50 before shipping and tax in your shopping cart, and then you will go to the checkout process. And in the checkout process, you will go ahead and add your free celebration items. Now, in the past, I've always been able to add our hostess code so that you get your LovenStamps perks points and so forth. If you can get yourself in the habit of adding the hostess code when you place your order, that would really simplify things for me. And also help to make sure that I know that you're getting those perks points. So if your order is over $150, then you don't use a hostess code because you pick out your Stampin' Rewards when you shop. But if you are placing an order under $150, if you use that hostess code, it'd be great. So if you are looking for the hostess code, I will put it here in the video description. It's always in the video description for Maker Mornings with Meg. Or you can go to my website under the LovenStamps Perks Points page and find the code there always too. So lots of places to find that. If you can't add it, don't worry about it. Just make sure you're shopping with me so that I know that you've placed your order. Otherwise, I can't follow up with you or send you perks points or anything. And if you're like, wait, Meg, what are perks points? How do I not know about this? So LovenStamps, one of my perks of shopping with me is that for each $25 that you order before shipping and tax, you get a perks point. And when you have 20 perks points saved up, then you get a $50 shopping spree. So pretty amazing, right? You get to get whatever you want. I know people love redeeming those, and it's always so much fun to see what people pick for their free stuff. So make sure, if you're not sure how that program works, there's a link in the video description to perks points and to LovenStamps card tutorials, which you're going to want to take advantage of. All kinds of good deals, and those details are all on my website at LovenStamps.com. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. So, all right, guys. Well, our penguins and I are going to say adios for the day. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoy your Friday and that this weekend is fabulous. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. So happy stamping, guys. Thanks for watching.